new rewards program that we are planning. So you guys know that we do a lot of giveaways. Like in the past 30 days alone, we've done over 15 giveaways where uh, farmers are participating and winning assets. But we are planning a new system where instead of directly giving assets, we are planning an XPs based system. So we'll be releasing something called the CBXPs, which is the new rewards program for our community. And we'll be running this on a pilot basis we'll be testing this out for the first 30 days. So there is a limited Yeah, so about the XPs program, we'll be running this on a pilot basis, and these will be limited edition XPs for the first 30 days, where you can gather these XPs by participating in different community reward, like in different community events, and also this will also be integrated with the CBRP rewards program. So what the XPs does is that you have the option of gathering these XPs over a period of time. You can participate in events, keep gathering these XPs, and you'll be able to redeem these. You'll be able to redeem these for assets from a dedicated portal. You'll be able to gather the XPs, go to the portal, and redeem these for assets. So the advantage here is that you have the choice of assets that you want. So rather than getting the asset which is already decided for that event, you will have the option to gather these points and then redeem it. So we'll just be releasing more info on that. There'll be a blog, and we'll send out everything about this program right after this call. And yes, those who participate in the trivia towards the end, they'll also be getting XPs instead of the standard rewards. So really excited for that. So stick around to the till the end for that. Let me just check in if Sandeep is here. Sandeep, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Abhishek, I can able to hear.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Sandeep. Um, so we can actually get started with the AMA, but before that, it will be great if you can share your thoughts about asset mining and the releases that are planned for the coming days.
Yes. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everything to all the audience across the globe. Right, it has been like amazing week for CropBytes actually. When it comes to asset mining, we never imagined it will. Their huge amount of assets has been mined, and totally 2.7 million CBX has been burnt, which is awesome actually. We have estimated it was users has mined more than what we have estimated. So which is like amazing first week of asset mining. So I'm looking forward and going forward also, right? We are expecting that like as the same phase will continue once after the difficulty goes down, or on going forward once after the difficulty slightly reduced. Because we used to say that say that right, each and every animal of these in this ecosystem is very important. Because I can say the animal which is going to mine after 4 years also, right, it is going to be important. Because right, if not, if you don't mine that animal, that much of a civic supply will not come into the circulation. So that is how the mechanics is. So one more thing, just what I want to share with you guys, right? Everyone is expect many people expected that, right, uh, once asset mining comes, there will be circulation and prices may drop or something. Although it will be, but that everything is temporary. The mechanics we have built in such a way that, right, each and every asset will be important in order to mine the CBX. So for example, now difficult, now the max, we are at week 30 series. So when we go with the 40 series and 50 series week, right, when we cross like 50 and 60 weeks, the amount of extract which required to mine the CBX will be very huge. So in order to generate that much of extracts, you need that much of live animals in the game. And in order to maintain that live animals, right, you need enough amount of land, as well as a lake and all the resources. And that is how, right, these as this asset mining has been looped in. So right, we are very confident that on going forward on over the period of a time, all the assets will pick their value. And I just want to give some important updates. Right, now we have been now we have released this asset mining 0.5, and just coming versions, right, these like work also will be included in this asset mining, so that right you can able to do some work, or if you don't have a time, right, you can able to give that work as outsource, and you can able to pay for some user and get that work done. So that is coming in like asset mining V2. Just I think like in next like 1 week to 10 days, right, CBX mine V2 is also on thoughts. Actually it is about to release actually now, right. Once after it release, right, you can able to uh, cook craft like some craft food from this milk, eggs, fruits and everything, and you can able to bake a cakes. And this CBX this mining is going to be like more gamified, and it's with like a more interesting concepts, like a burning of a power for the mining, and more stronger economics. Apart from all that, right, what it is making is it is making economics more stronger. So that is what I just want to share with you guys. Thanks for all of your support, especially in this asset mining. We never imagined that like 2.7 million CBX will be burned in the first week. It is amazing. You all are amazing. Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah, yes, indeed, it's really exciting for about what the all the releases that have gone and what's coming up also. As you know, some people also be taking some questions. So uh, feel free to just raise your hands and ask any questions that you have, or if you just want to say hello, you're welcome to do that. Yeah, if anyone has a question, please raise your hand. We'll invite you to the stage.
Hello,
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
good evening, guys. So,
Good
I
evening.
have this
Yeah.
question regarding ProMix. So, with the new mechanics, you said the ProMix will be the amount of ProMix is going to be strategic. Like, may I know what is this based on? Like, so that we can calculate what could it be for next week or so.
Yeah. So we have instead of going the making these promix amount dynamic, right? Required quantity, we made it like static. First of all, before saying that on what basis it is calculated, I just want to tell you like why we have changed it from dynamic to static. So like what happened, like there will be like a good players and bad players. So what these bad players did, right? They are manipulating these. They keep on trying to manipulate the price on price of Pro, and so right there is, I mean, although right we have already caught that manipulators, and we are going to take like necessary required action to those accounts. But right,
That's nice.
although we are taking an action, but it will be difficult to keep monitoring like 24/7. So I thought like so we have thought like immediately we should be making that as a static. And when it comes to static, we have defined the price of these based on like for each and every asset, right? We have given like a base price to start the asset mining. So that is irrespective of market price. Actually, we have given some very slight discount in order to start with, because right, you need to perform actions, you need to collect all the ingredients and everything. So in order to encourage these asset minings, we have given a very slight discount. So that number will be starting. For example, if I say like for some X amount, we need to the mining overall mining cost need to be like $10. So then, right, how much quantity, how much CBX is required for, and how much Promix is required in order to fulfill that input of $10, right? It has been calculated in that way. And going forward, and just like a CBX mining standard difficulty, every 10 weeks, right? How the CBX mining is increasing, like like the standard difficulty, I mean, standard amount of extracts which is required to convert one CBX will be increasing every 10 weeks in the CBX mining. Similarly, right? Similar thing will the standard amount, the static amount, and required CBX also will be going up every 10 weeks. So right now it is we're thinking about the 10 weeks, right? But we instead of doing it 10 weeks once in a 10 weeks, right? We just want to break down. We are just ideating the concept like to break down that into 10, I mean 10 different parts, 10 different pieces actually. And we just want to add that increment every weekly. We're just exploring the thoughts, but nothing has been confirmed.
Hello?
Hi, Arsalan. Yes, who is this? I think is it Arsalan?
Yeah, it was me. It was me. Hey, hi everyone.
Yeah,
I
hi
didn't know
Arsalan.
how
Good
to
to see
raise the
you.
hand, so I just unmuted myself.
Nice.
Okay, Sandeep, thank you so much. And the progress that CB has made with respect to the asset mining and the V2 coming up, it's really exciting, and really looking forward to it because it looks very interesting with respect to economy and the benefits the players will have through this. I had a question on the deprecated asset swap. Uh, what is the progress on that? Has the details been worked out, and when is it gonna come? When it's gonna happen? I just wanted to know a little bit details on that. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. So regarding these assets swap, like team is working on that, and although right we have finalized something just before of this asset mining, but after this asset mining, right, all the dynamics has been changed. Just we are rethinking about that. I mean, considering the swap formulas and everything. So team is on it actually, and we are having like frequent discussions in order to close that part, and I hope right as soon as possible, right, we will be finalizing that thing, and we will be shooting emails to these asset owner who are eligible for that swap.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Arfan.
Hey, say Dave, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hey, this is Loveland. How you doing?
yes, Lowland, good to see you here.
Hi. You too. Me too. Thanks for having me. Two questions for you. One would be the 2.7 million CBX that was burnt or minted or used minted for. What will you be doing with that?
So technically, right, it should be going into the wallet. But right,
Okay.
not just this 2.7 million. Just we have like some more CBX, which is supposed to be go for a bun wallet. But there is like few things we are figuring out because that we are trying to do a like a multi chain actually. So and we just want to create a bridge to Polygon also. So just we are waiting for that actually to figure out the like best way to burn like. So right, we'll be burning all the CBX at once, and we will not be utilizing or doing anything with the CBX. It will be straight away going to the burn wallet when this burn has been finalized.
Okay. Sounds great. I think that's a question that mostly everybody was wanting to ask. So I appreciate that answer. And then my last question is concerning the area on the farm itself. Can you expand it in case there is a particular farm that is running out of room, like mine?
Yeah, definitely right. We are considering that we have like extra space in the land, but which is coming with some purchase thing. Actually, right, it is planned down the line, but right, what happened with this asset mining, right? We have never expected few people, especially minted like tens of trees, tens of lands. So right, suddenly for few people, right, the space. I mean, this issue of space shortage has been occurred very early than what we have expected, and we are working on these unlocking these extra land actually. So that also right, mostly after this next week, right, we'll be having some estimation time to convey to the use all the user base.
Okay, gotcha. So you think it may be a few weeks or longer before another piece
I
of
can't able
land opens
to,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that commitment, right? Like, I can't able to give at this moment, right? But definitely, we can able to give some kind of time, estimation by end of next week. So it
Okay.
might be
All right.
quicker also, right? Just yeah.
Totally understand. I appreciate your response. Thank you, and you're
Yeah.
doing a great job as always. Thank you again.
Thank you, Roland, for supporting this.
Hey, there's one more thing I wanted to add.
Yes, Tushar.
So, like, I'm super impressed with whatever that's been happening with CB in the last few months. Like, it really blows my mind the way the economy is built or the way things are progressing. I'm like really mind blown. So, great job. Thank you for what you have given us.
Thank you too for your support, Tushar. And I can say like these many more exciting things are on pipeline. So just we are also excited. Just I mean, I'm also especially excited as how you are excited, right? I'm also excited equally to bring that features out to the.
Awesome.
Hello, hello.
Yes, yes,
Hey, sir. Good morning.
yeah. Good
My
morning.
question is related with the pro extracts. Do you guys are doing the plane like to burn those or like to sell those? Thank you.
So pro extracts as of now, right? Once if you crafted something that will be once you crafted the pro mix, that pro extracts will be taken out of the circulation. So, but right, when it comes to like is that pro extracts tradable? That call is not yet taken. I don't think right that will be tradable in this near future. But right on long run, it might be a tradable. But for now, it is not tradable actually.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. So in case if you having any problem to talk, you can able to drop down a message in our main community channel. So right, Abhishek can able to pick the question.
Yeah, I think we already have a few. I think some farmers are asking about any plans for listing CPX in more exchanges.
Yeah, that is always there actually. So like, but honestly, right, what we believe, right, the listing, list. I mean, if I mean, we are already there in the five exchanges, but in going forward, right, if we are listing CBEX somewhere, definitely it should be a big exchange, or it will be like a very reputed exchange in that particular region. So we so that right, we are also not so keen about like doing any more like a small exchange. So what and all we want to deal, that we want to deal with a big exchange only now. So although right there is some few discussions there is also happening as usually, like these discussions has been never stopped, but right we just also want to do it in a correct time. So I mean we are expecting so we are talking to the regional exchanges which is do I mean very popular in the region, or and same time but we are talking only to the big exchanges now. So because we believe that right and going forward we need to be listed only on a top exchanges, that to a correct time. So we are also just waiting for that time, and I hope right very soon that we'll be cracking thing, and there will be a news for all of you guys.
Sounds really exciting. I think we had also gathered some questions which the Guardian had brought to our attention. So one of the questions that is there in that's a doubt for a lot of people is that um, will the cost of asset mining change every week?
Yeah, that depends upon the difficulty. So far, right, the cost of asset mining used to is planned to go up every 10 weeks. irrespective of a difficulty. And every week, right, the difficulty also matters. For example, in the starting week the difficulty is one, but right now most of the assets difficulty has been gone up. So once the difficulty is gone up, right, it's obviously you can say like the input cost is the input cost which you need to I mean the input what you need to give to start asset mining will be always more. So I can say like it depends upon directly difficulty, and every 10 weeks it's supposed to go a step up. So obviously, right, every 10 weeks we can say it will go up actually.
Got it. Uh, Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute and ask, or you can post the questions in the chat below. We can take another couple of questions because we are fast running out of time and we also have a game to play.
I have a question regarding the pro animals grazing. So, will the current grazing logic continue, or is there something new planned for it?
I don't think it will be continue for a long time, Tushar. Uh, the mainly why we did is like we have changed the few dynamics of these animals at the on that process, right? Each of I mean the people who holds that pro assets has got like extra animals, and their I mean their amount of feed which they need to feed that to animals has been going up suddenly. So in order to balance out that sudden thing, right, we have given a small feasibility uh, for pro animal owners to make it not feed, and we made it as like zero fee for the grazing. But right now we see like how the value is created for the pro mix, and for the pro mix, if you mine if you even though the input cost of the carrot feed cost is high, but at the pro extract if you turn this pro extract into craft a pro mix, it's always like a profitable, and users also understood it very well. So right, very soon, right, these grazing also we are making it like, I mean, we are about to change the way how we operate at this moment.
Okay, thank you. But I hope the profitability stays. If not, it will like become a huge burden for the current farmers. That's all.
Yeah, here the beauty is like that depends upon all of you guys. Actually, here we have nothing to do with that. How like a majority of people thinks about that, right? That affects the supply and demand. That decides the price.
True.
Yes, that is the beauty of a crop bites. It's like a user driven economy.
I had a question. Can I go ahead?
Yes,
Go away.
yes, Aslam.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's my son. Sorry. Sandeep, about the asset mining, you said there
Yeah,
was a difficulty increase and decrease depending upon how many assets are being mined.
yes.
Is there any plan to show this difficulty or the formula for the calculation for the mining difficulty, or somewhere on the page showing how many assets were mined? This was a question that I asked. I'm not sure if I received a proper response. Just expecting that maybe CB has already planned. You have already planned it to show some point later. Is that true?
Yeah. So for now, right, it is planned to announce that numbers every week. But by V1, right, we should be having the similar page like how we have for CBX mining. So that similar page, right, we'll be having for this each and for this asset mining. So user can able to see the live burn count and amount of assets mined so far and their individual count. And by the time, right, we will be putting out all pharma as well as like total circulation and current circulation and everything. And by the way, like we have when it comes to the current circulation, right, we have purchased back the diamond pack. Earlier, right, we have sold that diamond pack which is costing like a 25k USDT, and we have sold few assets with some terms and conditions. And just before this asset mining, we have purchased all the packs back, so that right, a lot of animal supply as well as utility supply, right? I mean, generator supply has been reduced from this circulation. So all the numbers, right, for now, right, we can able to view that on manually on a regular intervals. At the same time, I mean, by V1, right, we will be showing displaying all the details in with a live page from the website.
By you think by when this can happen? Before asset mining V2 or V3? When do you expect this information to be out?
So we are expecting that to V1, and so V1 will be following just after this CBX mining V2. So very soon, I think CBX mining V2 is expected to come around like 10 days. So after that, the team is concentrating on this V2, sorry, V1 of asset mining. So once we started, we will be having some estimate to do that actually. So although that I have an estimate, right, but right, that is not at this moment, but it is not a proper estimate. I just wanted to check with the team, and in order to show the estimate, be a proper estimate.
Okay,
But
all
what
right.
it is
There was
like,
one more. There was
yeah.
one more idea that I had pushed about showing how many new players have joined and how many active players are there. Something like this coming up. Cheryl said that there will be a newsletter, something coming up. Is there any plan on that? When it's going to come?
I think like Sherry can answer that better.
Hey Arslan, nice to hear you after a
Hi,
very
Cheryl.
long time. Hey. So basically, yes, the newsletter is something that we're working on. The format of it is being cracked, just so that it doesn't get boring week on week when we send it out to you guys. It'll be a mix of information on the product, what we are building. Yes, some of these numbers will also be displayed as a part of the newsletter. We are doing like we're testing out, and we are actually putting the format down. So I think in and about the first week of October, you can start expecting this newsletter with a mix of information. Like it'll be product plus what we're doing when it comes to partnerships, what are we doing when it comes to the roadmap. It'll be all of that.
All right, sounds interesting. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thanks, Sandeep.